we'd like to welcome everyone back to our show, New Homeowner 101. And in this series of 3 episodes, we want to talk about attics, understanding your attic, what to look for in the attic, how to inspect your attic, and then, of course, then how to do your own DIY solutions in the attic to improve attic safety, attic functionality. So, yeah, it's an overall 3-part episode about attics, all about attics. And of course, as you know, my name is Nick, and this is my lovely wife, Natalie. We want to thank you for joining us. And if you've been with us for at least our first 3 episodes, then you understand we are new homeowners. And as we've mentioned before, we are new to this. So we are not experts. We are learning along the way. But we want to share our journey with you, and we hope to learn about some of the things that you've experienced with owning your first home as well. So let's talk about then attics. Why are we even talking about attics? So maybe Natalie, can you tell us a little bit about our experience about when we bought the house? What did we notice with the house? What were we worried about?
Well, so mainly when we first went to look at the house, we wanted to know when was the roof last installed. We wanted to know what did the structure of the roof look like. So when we went to come and look at the house, we even brought a ladder to be able to look up inside of the attic to see what does it look like up there. Also, like what was the quality of the insulation that was up in there. And then we did notice that there was some sagging, like where the carport area was. So we also wanted to check that out to see why was that happening? Was there any integrity issues with the roof structure?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because a tip for any of you that are looking for a new home, bring a ladder, which our realtor actually brought a ladder, which we're very grateful for. But you remember the one house that was actually right around the corner?
Mm-hmm.
We looked inside the attic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was pretty bad up there.
Yeah. So I poked my head up there, and right away I could tell something was wrong. The rafters were splitting. There was literally like no insulation on the ceiling. And even though we really kind of liked the house,
yeah, it was nice.
We literally walked out and said, absolutely not. Because we could tell the whole attic space and the roof, the rafters, the roof structure was going to be a major issue. Maybe not right away.
Right.
But down the road.
Definitely.
Yeah. So let's talk about why attics are important. And Natalie, maybe you can tell us a little bit about why do we need to make sure insulation? We need to have good insulation. It's not just something to look at.
Well, no, because it helps with the energy efficiency of the house, keeping the house warm.
Yeah.
And I guess cool by that means too in the summertime.
Right. So basically, right above your ceiling, you should have a good layer of insulation. Now, in every state, it's different, and for every year a home was built, the codes were different, and so there's a different amount of insulation that is on the roof. And there's something that's called an R value, which determines the thickness of that insulation, and then also determines how much energy savings that you're going to have. So, and then up in the attic, there are a few different types of insulation that you can see. You might see cellulose blown-in insulation, which is just these little, almost like pebbles of material. Or you might see rolled out batt insulation. So, but all of that provides energy and efficiency. Then another important thing with the attic is moisture. So what are we looking for when we look in the attic?
Well, I know before we even went up in the attic, we did look for like staining on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess when you were in the attic, you wanted to look for any areas where insulation would be missing or any signs of moisture.
Yeah, that's right. So, obviously, if there's a leak in the roof, you're going to see it even before you get into the attic. Um, there's going to be spots appearing on the ceiling. So the attic is important then to keep that moisture both in the house and in the attic to keep it under control.
Mm-hmm.
We'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, which is Inside Out Express Home Services. So if you live in the Piedmont Triad area, which is Winston-Salem, Greensboro, High Point, we want to recommend Inside Out. Inside Out has over 40 different handyman and cleaning services that you can find on their website, which is insideoutexpress.com. You can browse through their selection of services, and what's really unique about Inside Out is that you can get a quote online on their website. All you need to do is just put in the information about your home and about the services you need, and they give you an instant quote. If you like the price, just go ahead and book it. Book it right there. You pick the day and time that you'd like their service providers to come and do the work. It's super easy. Go ahead and try it on insideoutexpress.com. We want to talk about too air quality. So in the attic, obviously if you've been in an attic, you go up the stairs and right away you're just kind of like, whoa, that's stale air.
Mm-hmm.
How can that affect the air in the house?
Oh, well, the smell can come down into the house, especially if there's been pests that have gotten up in the attic somehow.
Yeah. And just a quick story with our little house here. When I went up on the ladder to go into the attic to check this one, it did have decent insulation, but even when I put my head up there for the first time, I could tell. I was like, there's been an animal that's been living up here. And sure enough, I did find evidence of that, which, will help you to figure out in the next episode, how do you determine if there has been animals living in your attic. But you can smell it.
That is a good sign, yeah.
Yeah.
Or one of the signs.
And then obviously if there's a smell up there, then that smell can permeate down into the house.
Definitely.
And speaking of that, though, pest prevention. So the attic is obviously a haven for pests.
Especially in the wintertime.
Yeah. So in the wintertime, they're out there. The critters are out there. They're looking for someplace warm, and the attic is a prime location. So, and so obviously, the importance there is that if any pests can get up there, then there is somewhat of a chance that they can get in the house, and that is a problem.
Right. Definitely.
I do not want a pest from the attic to get in the house. And then we want to talk about fire safety. So there are a number of hazards in the attic when it comes to any electrical wires.
Right.
So the attic is important too because some of the wires are out
and exposed.
And then also too, if you have a dryer vent of some kind that's going up into the attic, that too is very important to check. And I know we're not going to talk about vents in these episodes, but cleaning those vents and making sure that those whatever type of ductwork is properly insulated, that can prevent a fire. You do not want a fire caused by your dryer vents. Oftentimes that happens when they go up into the attic because in many cases they're not insulated. And if you get lint that gets jammed in there, then the heat from the dryer and other heat in the attic, it can cause a fire. And so that's a major problem right there. So even when we bought our little house here too, we don't have a dryer vent that goes up into the attic, but we do have vents other vents. Your attic is going to have either a ridge vent, soffit vent, or gable vents, or it could have mechanical vents. So all of these things are mechanisms that keep the airflow going in the attic. We'll talk about that in the next episode about basically really how to inspect those. But think about your attic as a machine. It's your house is a machine. The attic is another element of your house. It's like a machine that needs to function properly. Yeah, so really in this episode, we want to just talk about really the key reasons why we need to focus on attics.
Right.
I know it's a short episode, but we want to hear from you. I know we don't have many viewers yet. I know a few of you have been watching and listening, and we really, really appreciate it. But we want to hear from you in the comments. So, what attic problems are you having? What have you noticed with your house? Throw your comments down below, and we want to hear from you because we know that our home is different. Every home is completely different, and every home can have different problems. So we want to hear from you about what problems have you experienced. And so in our next episode, we're going to really focus in on how to inspect the attic, what to look for, and how you can do it. All right. So we want to thank everyone for listening in to our episode this week. And again, throw your comments down below. We want to hear from you. And we look forward to being with you for our next episode where we're going to really focus in on how to inspect the elements in your attic. All right? Okay. Bye, everyone.